If you have been looking at moving to the East Washington area, or more particularly the Spokane area, you're gonna wanna watch this video. There are 19 things that you really should know before you move here, and that's what we're gonna be covering in this week's episode of Living Life in East Washington. Let's go.
All right.
What's up, guys? My name is Trent, and this is Kevin, and this is Living Life in East Washington, where we talk all things East Washington, where to live, work, play, hike, just all the fun stuff. Everything you need to know to decide if this is a place that you would like to call home. And if it is, that's why we're here. Make sure you give us a call, shoot us an email or a text. We love helping people get set up here because this place is an incredible place to live.
Awesome.
And if you like these videos, if you're still on the fence and you need more information, go check out the channel. The channel is Living Life in North Idaho. We cover both areas, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so when we do these videos, you get notified. So Kevin,
All right,
let's get
number one
started.
on the list. Well, first thing you should know is how to pronounce Spokane. It's not Spokane. It is definitely Spokane.
Yeah.
And the other thing, you know, Gonzaga, we just got done with March Madness. They're becoming very, very well known nationally, but so many people mispronounce it. It's not Gonzaga, it's Gonzaga. So definitely know how to pronounce those. You know, you gotta know where you live, you gotta pronounce it right, otherwise you're gonna look like a fool.
Yeah, the names up in this area, it's either mostly Native American or French. Coeur d'Alene is a French word.
Yep.
Spokane is a Native American word. So it's gonna take some getting used to learn those names. But once you do, you won't stand out like a sore thumb. So.
Absolutely.
Now, Spokane is the largest city between Seattle and Minneapolis, but it's actually the smallest city that the World's Fair was ever hosted at. So in our previous videos, the things we love and hate about Spokane, the pavilion that we showed, that was actually installed for the World's Fair. That's where the giant tent was. And now they've turned it into kind of an art piece and an attraction for people to go down and hike and hang out by the falls.
Yeah, it's a beautiful park downtown that used to be a big rail yard. So pretty awesome that the World's Fair came in 1974 when the focus was nature. So
Yeah.
you know, what a better way to show that off to build a beautiful park by the waterfalls.
Yeah.
So number two on the list, number three, founded in 1872. Over half of the buildings downtown are on the historic registry. So some pretty amazing, cool old architecture. And you know, Spokane back in the day, in the early 1900s, was a big town, relatively speaking, throughout the nation. So you know, you have a lot of high-rise, so to speak, buildings that are on the historic national registry.
Yeah, and I've talked about that in previous videos. I love the architecture of downtown, and I love that it's part of the historical registry because it's not going to get knocked down. It's not going to be replaced. And it's just kind of like when you're walking downtown, it's like you're able to imagine what it was like back in the day, and I love that. So next, number 4, Spokane is home to Bing Crosby.
Yep.
And it's also the birthplace of Father's Day.
Absolutely. I always thought that was a myth, but when you look it up, it's a real deal. So guy that thought we should have Father's Day was in Spokane.
I love it.
So number 5, you know, as we talked earlier, Spokane, pronounce it right, is an Indian name, like Trent mentioned, and it means children of the sun. As it's kind of the sunny side of the state. You know, many people think of Washington, dreary, rainy. Well, that's Seattle. That's on the other side of the mountains. You know, over here we're on the sunny side of the state where we have 174 days of pure sun. So it's at least 50% of the time it's sunny. So we have some great weather. Wintertime can get a little bit long without, you know, a little more clouds and stuff. But summertime it's usually sunny.
Yep. And leading into that, we have in the summer an average temperature of 84 degrees. And then we have about 15 days a year where it's 90+ degrees. I've been here for 29 years. I have seen triple digits, but it's fairly rare. And it actually, I mean, it's kind of fun when it gets that hot because it's not gonna last very long and we have so many different bodies of water to go hang out in. I mean, that's really what this town and this area is about, is when it's hot and it's summertime, you're down by the lake. And it's nice because there's so many lakes that it really doesn't get overly crowded.
Yeah.
And if there's a spot that's really, you know, a hot attraction for tourists, there's a lake a few minutes away that you can go to.
Yeah, and that brings us into number 7. You know, there's plenty of places to cool off. You know, there's 76 lakes within an hour drive of Spokane. So, you know, I mean, you've got some big lakes, you got small lakes, so a little bit of everything for you to explore.
Yep. And Spokane is also a very physically active town. It has the largest timed race in the country, and that's the Lilac City Bloomsday race. It is a huge event that takes place every year. You'll usually see right after a ton of people wearing shirts because they're proud of the fact that they were able to take place in a timed race. And it's also the largest 3-on-3 basketball tournament in the country called Hoopfest. And guys, I'm telling you right now, Hoopfest is one of the craziest events. The whole downtown Spokane area turns into giant basketball.
Thousands and thousands of basketball courts. I think it's like 5,000 courts throughout downtown. I mean, the whole downtown shut down. You can barely walk. It's, you know, it's shoulder to shoulder people, which is, you know, kind of gross sometimes, but it's fun. It's amazing that people watch down there, and it's a good time. My son played for a number of years. Highly competitive. You have, you know, ex-NBA players playing, and you know, college, you know, top college guys that are playing. You know, the elite guys. It's amazing to watch. So really cool thing. And speaking of activities, that brings us to number 9 on the list. One of the absolute favorite activities, you know, for people in the United States is golfing. And this is a golfing mecca. You know, we have some world famous golf courses, you know, ones that have been featured in national commercials like the Coeur d'Alene Resort with their floating green. You have professionally you know, designed courses, you know, like down at Coeur d'Alene Casino, you know, a number of them, you know, around Spokane, as well as just the county courses that are great courses for the price. So great place to do. I think you've got you know, more than 20 of them within a 30-minute drive.
Yeah, and I've mentioned before in previous videos, I play golf, but I'm terrible at it. But it's the courses are so beautiful. I mean, I used to work up at Black Rock when I was 19. That was a while ago. But there's a hole out there where you have a giant, like 100-foot waterfall. And then off to your right is Coeur d'Alene Lake. I mean, these are picturesque, magazine quality, like they're incredible. So even if you're not a huge golfer, you might just want to get into it more because it's so beautiful to be out there. And on the hot days, like we have such large pine trees, a lot of times on really hot days, you can go hit the course and you're gonna be in shade most of the time. So it's actually a little bit cooler out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, number 10, this is actually great wine country. We have over 18 wineries in this area and a bunch more within 3 hours. So I'm sure if you're into wine, you've probably heard of Yakima, and it's on the same latitudinal lines as some of the best wine places in France. So you wouldn't think it, but as you're driving out in this area, you will come across these wineries, and some of the spots look like something out of a magazine that was taken in France. And so a lot of really great wine.
Hundreds of wine orchards out, you know, grape orchards and wine, you know, wineries. So, and that's one of the things, you know, Latop Creek Winery in Spokane. I get, you know, a lot of my closing gifts from there, some custom bottles of wine. So
that's right.
Yes, very well known for our wine here, and you know, getting to be more and more well known every year. That's you know, also brings us to, you know, we have some of the highest producing orchards around up in like Greenbluff, you know, and awesome place to go, you know, go pick fruit in the summertime. You know, if you want to go pick your own fruit, there's, you know, I think there's probably like 30 or 40 different orchards up in that area. And, you know, and then come fall time, you know, pumpkin patches and hay mazes. I mean, it's an amazing place, and it gets busy. I mean, you can spend an hour and a half just waiting in bumper to bumper traffic trying to get up there. So awesome place to go in the fall. Amazing place, you know, for orchards around here.
Yeah, I can tell you, my mom was bringing me to that since I was a little boy. Now I have my own kids. I take them up there. It is such a cool experience. I mean, it's something right out of Dwight Schrute's playbook.
Wow, this brings back memories.
And it's just, you can do caramel apples. There's little games that they can play, like carnival style games.
They got live music. You know, my friend Todd Beck, they own Beck's Harvest House up there. They bring bands in. They got their, you know, wine license, so they're serving wine up there. So even during the week, it's a neat place to go, you know, for like a date night. You know, they have, you know, little, you know, sit down, have some wine, listen to music, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's a great spot, Greenbluff.
It's really cool, and it's so beautiful up there because you're up on the hill and you overlook Spokane County. There's actually a bunch of wedding venues up there because people will travel all over to get married. And the sunset photos, I'm gonna try to find one and throw one on this video, but it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
So number 12, we're diving into winter now. Winter has an average temperature of, winter has an average annual snowfall of 44 inches, and we have 5 seasons on records where it was over 80 inches. I've been here, like I said, 29 years, and the year that my parents moved us up here from California, it was 1992, and it had record snowfall.
Yeah, 80 inches. I mean, that's over 6 feet.
Yeah, we went to bed and then woke up and there was, I'm not exaggerating, 3 feet of snow on the ground. It had snowed that much overnight. And as a boy, I'm like, this is amazing. I'm sure for my dad though, he's thinking, I should have bought a snow shovel.
Yeah. And it's, you know, I mean, it was a great year. I mean, I skipped school so many days that year to go skiing. It was awesome. We had a lot of power days. You know, but so number 13, you know, that's you know, some of the minimum that you must have here is at least a snow shovel, you know, because you got to be able to keep your driveway clear. You got to be able to get out of the driveway and out of your sidewalk. Have, you know, gloves, boots, winter coat, you know, and also a 4-wheel drive vehicle, or, you know, at least a front-wheel drive with snow tires at a minimum. Because, you know, without that, you're gonna be stuck. You know, you're gonna be constantly stuck. I mean, I see it all the time. People pull off and leave their vehicle on the side of the road just because they got bald tires, man. So and don't do that.
I've had that happen when I first got my license. So my grandparents, bless their hearts, they helped me get my first vehicle. They bought me a Chevy S10 rear wheel drive. I'm like, just throw some sand in the back. No, it did not work out that way. One complaint I have about this area, because I've been in places like Tahoe and the machines that they have to clear the roads are unreal. But up here, sometimes it can take a few days for them to get to your neighborhood. The main areas will be clear, but trying to get out of your driveway, if you have a slant, just trust us, you're gonna want all-wheel drive and snow tires. It's just part of living up here.
Absolutely.
Number 14, you gotta avoid SAD. Seasonal affective disorder. I myself have dealt with this pretty strongly. Periods of my life where all I was really doing was working and going home and being with the family. You have to have activities. You gotta find things to do during the winter, and you gotta take that vitamin D, because sometimes the sun will not show its beautiful face for a couple weeks, sometimes a month. And so you really wanna make sure to avoid that and just stay active. That's usually why people move up here though, is because they want all 4 seasons and they wanna do the winter sports that are available. I mean, a lot of people, they have more fun in the wintertime than in the summer because there's so many different activities.
Yeah, and that brings us to number 15. We have 5 ski resorts, you know, within, you know, 90-minute drive. I mean, you got Lookout just east of here, the Montana-Idaho border, Silver Mountain just west of there, and then north of us we got Sandpoint, Schweitzer, and you got Mount Spokane just within, you know, 30-45 minute drive depending on what part of town you're at, and then Chewelah, it's got 49 degrees north, so about an hour drive north of Spokane. So you got 5 ski resorts within, you know, 90 minutes.
Yeah, and I grew up, when we got here, my dad immediately taught me and my siblings how to ski, and it has been a lifelong hobby, and I now taught my kids, and it really, I mean, you want to talk about beautiful territory, just driving up through Sandpoint in the winter and getting to the top of Schweitzer and looking over all of North Idaho and into Montana and Canada. It's amazing. It really is beautiful. So number 16, kind of tying in with that, there are hundreds of miles of trails to do your snow biking, your snowmobiling, your cross-country skiing, and hundreds or thousands of square miles to go and explore wooded areas within, what, an hour of here?
Have you got to explore some of that, Trent?
You know, kind of recently with this guy. Let's play a clip of that snow biking experience we had recently.
Pretty awesome.
this was like, I mean, I had never been snow biking, I've been snowmobiling. I'll tell you what, if you move up here, you have got to try it. In fact, I think you've been talking about maybe renting those or taking people on tours.
Yep, guided tours could be in the future here. So looking to add another bike to the fleet and take a few guys up at a time. So look forward to doing that. And you know, it was the birthplace of the snow bikes, just north of here in Sandpoint, is where Timber Sled used to produce them until Polaris bought them out. So
yeah,
you know, it's pretty awesome. You know, with winter. Number 17 on the list, you know, with large temperature fluctuations, summer to winter, the roads are going to get potholes. And, you know, there's no way around it. You know, the ground freezes, it expands, and then come springtime, you know, it turns mushy and you get a big pothole. And these potholes can be like a foot deep and they can mess your car up. I mean, you know, especially your smaller cars. I mean, it'll swallow your whole tire and screw up your alignment and might, you know, tweak a rim. So be careful, watch that stuff in the spring, and then you know, come summertime, they're fixing the roads, so then you got to deal with that. So
I had 1 year. Usually I do an alignment once a year, but recently I had to do 3 alignments because I was hitting such massive potholes. So I'm sure if you drive a big truck, that's not going to be a problem. Right now, I'm more into the fuel efficient vehicles, and you know, Hondas just don't hold up as well in this area. So just something you need to plan on. And leading into the next one, which is number 18, prepare to do repairs on your vehicles. You're probably gonna have to replace a windshield at least once every couple of years. My wife just dealt with this in her 2020 Highlander. She had a little rock chip, didn't think anything of it, and because of the fluctuating temperatures, it expanded very quickly. So you're gonna wanna have good insurance for that, and then also you want a subscription for car wash because there is a lot of salt that gets put on the roads to help with the ice. It's awesome for driving, but terrible for your chassis and for your paint. So just be aware you're gonna wanna do a car wash about once a week to get that salt off your vehicle.
And finally, number 19 on the list, speaking of roads, Spokane does not have much of a freeway system. We have one freeway east to west, I-90, and so any navigating north-south is gonna be on your arterials and side roads. So, you know, get familiar with navigating that way if you're coming from a large metropolis where, you know, you take freeways everywhere you go. Not so much here. You got to navigate through your side roads. So, you know, just be aware of that. And that's the 19 things you should know. 19
things you should know before moving to East Washington. Guys, if we haven't scared you off with this list and you are interested in moving here, please make sure you give us a call, shoot us an email or a text. We love helping people get moved here. It's what we do. And even if you just have some questions and you're thinking about it, reach out to us. We've got the answers. We can help you get moved here. We've been here for a very long time. We know it like the back of our hands, and this is what we do. So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to look out for our next video. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and we will see you on the next video.
Peace.
That didn't work out.